Hey everybody, Chuck here, and I'm going to show you how to make that fancy pants report from your GenMapper data. And folks have been asking about this right here, this report. I'm going to show you how to get your data to link from the spreadsheet to the Google Draw report. Okay, first thing that you're going to do after you downloaded the CSV file from GenMapper, you're going to take this file and you're going to copy it. You will not be able to edit this file, so just make a copy, name it whatever you want, and then you can edit it away. All right, so here is the data that is in the original master. You're going to have to take all this data and get rid of it and then cut and paste your new data from Excel or Numbers or another Google spreadsheet and just cut and paste the data from your CSV file into this new one. Make sure there's no other data on this one, because it'll add it to yours if you're not careful. And make sure that you don't mess up this row, the identifier row. This identifies each column. So once you cut and paste your data in there, then you're going to notice that there's some tabs down here at the bottom. You don't really have to worry about any other tabs but master and totals. Now the master is where you cut and paste that CSV file, all your data. And then totals, this is what's going to generate your charts. So there are Excel formulas in each one of these cells, and what it does is it tabulates from the master tab into this totals tab and gives you the sums of the data on the master. So this is the way that we can generate these charts. And all these charts, you can make charts the way that you want to make them. You just have to go up here to insert and then chart, and you can specify if you know formulas and different things that you want to measure. You can build your own charts to put in your reports. Okay, so all this data is spit out onto charts that look like this. These are the charts in your report. And initially, when you go to the report, again, you're going to have to make a copy. You won't be able to edit this particular one. So you'll make a copy of that. And then you'll be able to edit your own chart or your own report. Okay, so as an example, when you first open this up, this is all old data from a different spreadsheet. What we want to do is connect the new data. So I click on the chart and then hit Command-C. That copies it on a Mac. You'll have to figure out how to do that on a PC. And then I come over here to the old baptism chart and just delete that. Now Command-V, I paste it, but make sure it's linked to the spreadsheet. So I paste it, and where'd it go? Don't worry, it's there. You just have to scroll down a little bit. And then move this chart, just drag and drop the chart into place. Resize it the way you want. You can fully customize all this stuff. You just have to play around with it and figure it out. So now I have the new numbers in my report from my spreadsheet, and it's directly linked to this spreadsheet. So let me show you the beauty of this. Once you build the report, you won't have to build it again. It'll update automatically. So let's say that we have a new GenMap and all our data is updated. I cut and pasted in here, and just happens that Juan had 3,015 baptisms. Okay, so that's an update on the GenMapper information. You know, when you go to the totals, it'll be reflected in the newly baptized right here. But here it's reflected in the chart. But what about the report? Well, if we go to the report, notice it says update. Since it's linked to the spreadsheet, it recognizes that there's a new number in there. So I just click update, and boom, here's your new number. So once you get this set up, you won't have to set it up again. It's kind of laborious setting it up the first time, but it's well worth it. Let's go back and change this data. It was 15. All right, so I go back to GenMapper, and it might take a second for it to recognize. Remember, it's on the internet. So, all right, so come back here, and if you're impatient, you can just hit refresh. I'll come up here to my magnifying glass and magnify and check it out. There it is, update. I get my arrow and I update it. It normally doesn't take that long. I update it, and lo and behold, there it is. Okay, so that's how the charts work. Now, some nuances about the report. Number one, this is just a picture of a GenMap. It's linked to the PDF that we generated in GenMapper. When we printed it as a PDF, saved it to our file, and then uploaded it to Google Drive. Now it's linked to Google Drive, and I can click on it and see the whole GenMap and zoom in. Another thing is, this is just a table. Where did this table come from? If we go back to our spreadsheet totals, right here, these cells make that nice table. So if I copy it, I select it and Control-C, copy it, I can go to my report, get rid of that, Control-V, make sure it's linked to the spreadsheet. Oh, there it is at the top. Now notice that the letters are black, so they're not going to show up. No problem. We're going to select all these cells, come up here, and change the color. I like that gold color. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to change the font size to 18, and then manipulate the table just a little bit to make it look good, and voila, there's your table. Now, maybe you don't like those lines, no problem. Select the cells, come up here to the line tool, and make them transparent. And now your table looks really good. Another nuance, this chart right here, the annual church growth. This is kind of tricky because when you initially get your data from other people, the date is going to be all over the place. These years and months, and by the way, it has to be the same formatting starting with the year. They're going to be all mixed up. They're not going to be in order. So what do? Well, you just select the column, come over here to data, and sort the column ascending, and that'll put all the dates in order. And then when you go to your report, if you cut and paste this new chart, now it's going to have that nice, neat ascending order by the year. Otherwise, if you don't sort it, it's going to look like the stock market, and the years are going to be out of order. Again, you got to cut and paste the new chart from the totals into your report the first time. There's the chart. And so if you do that, then you can cut it and paste it into your report. All right. One more nuance. This is just a screenshot of the Google map, but it's linked to Google Map. So when I click on it, it's going to take me to the Google Map with all my data. It just comes from the same spreadsheet. So I simply add a layer and import the Google spreadsheet from my Google Drive, and then if the location is correct and Google Maps recognizes it, it will add that data to the map, and then you can just create a link right here, change the link so that it goes straight to your map. So now you can change the color of the background. All this is a shape. You can change these little markers. You can change the font. You can do anything you want. But it's important that everything that you want in your report is on the palette. I'm going to move the background and show you the palette. See this checkered area? Down in the lower right hand corner is the way that you can adjust the size of the palette. So whatever is on the palette, that will be the report, what prints in your report. So with the PDF that I'm going to make, it will only include those things. If you notice up here, I've got a bunch of stuff on the side. It will not print that stuff. So that's kind of nice. When you're doing multiple reports, you can just hide the stuff that you don't want on that report off to the side. So I hope that's helpful. That's how I make those fancy pants reports. It's really not that hard. Once you do it a few times in practice, you're going to get the hang of it very quickly.